how's it going? I hope everyone is doing well, day or night, whenever you see this. So, this is going to be a general reading for Earth Virgo, a Bones and Charms reading. So, everyone is welcome, regardless of where you may have Virgo in your chart. You could be a sun sign Virgo, a moon sign Virgo. You could have Virgo in your ascendant or rising sign or anywhere else in your chart. Everybody is welcome. So I'm going to go ahead and get started here. I just wanted to do a little bit of incense and the sound bell to kind of clear energy from the Bones and Charms and from ourselves before we kind of get started here. So yeah, I'm going to just put that incense, little small incense up and aside over there. But yeah, let's make sure that our sound is good before we get started. And then we'll also make sure that we are going live publicly on Facebook. So sound is good. And let me just change this to public because it always, for some reason, has it set not to public. Okay, so that is good. All right, so let's go ahead and get started here. So if you are sensitive to sound, you can feel free to turn it down a little bit temporarily while we do the sound bell, and also for when I shuffle the Bones and Charms, shake it around in its bowl, okay, because that can be a little bit loud too. All right, so just keep that in mind. But yeah, so if you feel free, if you feel like it, you can take a couple of deep breaths to just kind of tap in and ground yourself, all right? But this is also so I can make sure that I'm delivering the messages to you guys as clearly as possible as well. And again, to clear energy from the Bones and Charms. All right, so this is going to be for Earth sign Virgo for January 2025. All right. And I also wanted to say that sometimes when I post, like after this live is done from Instagram, lately it's been only posting like the 15-minute version of this video. So if you're finding this on Facebook and you're on my page, if you scroll further down or you go to my official Malessea Magic Light page, you can find the full video there. And the full video is usually also on TikTok. So I'm not sure why sometimes that's happening, but people have been asking me. So anyway, let's keep going here. So now we're going to go ahead and shuffle the Bones and Charms and see where Spirit, what messages they may have for Virgo. All right, so thank you, Spirits. Please guide my hands. Messages for Earth sign Virgo for the highest good for January 2025. Spirit, please guide my hands. Messages for Earth sign Taurus, the bull for their highest good. I said Taurus, I meant to say Virgo. For Earth sign Virgo for their highest good for January 2025. Messages for Virgo. Messages for Earth sign Virgo for their highest good. Spirits, guide my hands, please. Messages for Earth sign Virgo. Spirits, guide my hands. Messages for Earth sign Virgo for their highest good for Virgo for January 2025. Spirits, please guide my hands. What does Virgo need to see? What does Virgo need to know for their highest good? Spirit, please guide my hands. Messages for Earth sign Virgo for their highest good for January 2025. Spirit, please guide my hands. Messages for Earth sign Virgo for their highest good for January 2025. Spirit, please guide my hands. Messages for Earth sign Virgo for their highest good for January 2025. All right. So before I take the camera down in a few minutes so you guys can see everything more up close and everything, I just want to move in some of the bones and charms and flip over some of them. So when we get to that point, and also for when I take the picture, you guys can see it more clearly. So if they've fallen outside the black mat and on the white mat, they're still in those sections. They're just in past energy, so it doesn't change what the meaning is, okay? So I'm just gonna bring some of them a little further in.
Fargo, your virtual assistant from Wells Fargo, makes paying faster and easier. Like this. Fargo, what did I spend on groceries?
And we're definitely gonna turn that down. It's just, I keep ambient music on in the background and it has commercials sometimes. Okay. Bring this into, and let's see what else we can flip over real quickly that's not like gonna mess up the placements of any of the other ones. Some of them I'll have to wait as we go through because it's a little complicated when they're on top of each other and they're touching a lot of things. Okay, so that looks pretty good. So I'm gonna go ahead and take, oh, and then there's two more right here. Hold on. Okay, I'll go ahead and take a picture. Hold on, I don't know if that was a charm or what that was. I think we're okay. All right, there was one all the way out there, so it's good that I looked. But I feel like that might have been something else. Hold on, guys, let me double check and see. Okay, I don't see anything else. All right, so let's take this picture and then we will get started. Thank you guys for your patience and understanding, of course. Okay, put back a little bit of our ambient music. Okay, so before we take down the camera too, I want to figure out where Spirit wants to start this reading because it's a little different for every reading. So just give me 1 second, guys. Spirits, please guide my hands. Where would you like me to start this Virgo reading? Spirits, please guide my hands. Where would you like me to start this Virgo reading? Okay, So they want to start like right here. I'm going to put my pen there. That's pointing to the bat. All right. Okay, so let me grab the camera and then you guys can see what I'm looking at. Okay. So if we just kind of pull back a little bit here and show you everything, Virgo, most of your bones and charms this month are pretty spread out. So there's a lot going on in all the different sections here. So if you, see these dotted lines, that's kind of what separates these sections or quadrants, okay? So we have relationships and love, okay? We got work and money over here. We have spiritual unconscious where we're gonna start, and then we have body and mental health, all right? So you could come to this reading for yourself, for someone else that you're dealing with, multiple people, general environment situation. So always take it how it may resonate for you. I just found another charm that was all the way out there, kind of resting on the crystal. I left these other two resting on the crystal just so you guys could see it, okay? But whatever falls in the center circle can really affect all the different areas throughout the month. So we'll definitely go over that in a little bit, okay? But they want to start over here, okay? If I had to say your most active section this month, Virgo, and all the readings that I do are timeless. So even though I'm saying this month and it says January in the title, it can go in the past and into the future by a couple of months. So like I always say, use your own intuition and take the parts that make sense to you and leave the rest behind, okay? Because again, this is a general reading meant for multiple people, okay? It's not a one-on-one individual reading. All right. But again, the most active section is the work and money. Okay. And still a lot going on in the other sections, but that is the one that looks like the most active. Okay. Here, Virgo. So they want to start right here where this bat is in the spiritual unconscious section. All right. And so the spiritual unconscious, another way to say it is it could also be your intuition or someone else's, right? It's what you or someone else may feel when they're alone, when they're sleeping, right? The kind of like innermost deep feelings, okay? And so bats in a lot of different cultures represent good luck, okay? So there's lots of good luck energy here with that bat. Now there's also something with bats because they're blind. They use echolocation, right? They use their voices to communicate with each other and their vibrations. So when it falls in the spiritual unconscious, there could be an emphasis this month here, Virgo, on the way that we communicate with ourselves and others vibrationally, spiritually, and unconsciously, okay? Now the bat here is not touching the other two charms that are closest to it, but very close, okay? So if we go this way, we've got the leaf, and if we go this way here, Virgo, we have the first honeybee that I have. I have two in this kit, okay? So the leaf represents, it's one of my cleansing and clearing agents. So there's something that may need to be cleansed and cleared, okay, spiritually, unconsciously at this time, all right? And then when we talk about the honeybee, this can be our individual power and our community power, okay? Because the honeybee, they individually, right, the little worker bees serve the queen bee, okay? So it's individual power and community power, right? So there could be something there that needs to be cleansed, okay? It could be connected, but doesn't necessarily have to. But I do feel that with the puzzle piece here, it was a little bit over here, kind of hard to see, so I just pushed it outwards, all right? That this is going to be a big piece of the spiritual unconscious puzzle at this time to do that clearing and that cleansing, and also to just maybe think about, again, the individual power versus the community power in your spiritual life, in your unconscious, in your intuition, okay? Now, not only do we have the bat here that represents good luck, if we look right here to Virgo, extra good luck in this section, we have the horseshoe and the ladybug inside, okay? So that's really beautiful to see. Now, as we go this way, we have the crown here. Okay, so this can represent someone that has more knowledge than us, or this higher up in a higher level, okay, spiritually, unconsciously, or intuitively. It can also be our own leadership qualities here. Okay, so maybe how we help the community and ourselves spiritually, unconsciously. Now, the things that are on the two lines that intersect with all these sections can also apply to this area. So if I flip this over, you can kind of see that this is my listening seashell that's right on the line. So if it was a bigger seashell and we put it up to our ear, we maybe could hear the ocean, right? So there could be something here, Virgo, where someone is listening to someone that has more knowledge than them, or someone else is also listening to you with your own leadership qualities, again, to help yourself individually and the spiritual community. Okay, so that's really beautiful. Now, I do want to go back this way a little bit and look at this past information before we head that way and move forward. Okay, and this little fish just kept falling off of the crystal here, so I'll try to put it back up so you guys can see it. There's a little fish. Okay, so it's also kind of crossing that line if we imagine the dotted line going outwards like that. Okay, but these first three things that I see, Virgo, in the spiritual unconscious in the past, okay, and this could be a couple of days ago, weeks, months, years, whatever the past is for you or them or the energy, is there could have been, again, a need to clear, cut something away, do some cleansing. It could have something to do here with the chair, with someone's home where you live or where they live. Or it could also just be about, well, where do we feel at home spiritually, unconsciously, in our intuition? So if there was something that needed to change here in the past, we can see that. And it also could have something to do with our spiritual support system here. With this is the piece of the whale vertebrae right here. So when we talk about vertebrae, we're talking about our back, right? And so that's our support system. So maybe the spiritual support system, or where we feel at home, or something to do with the home, maybe again needed to excuse me. Okay, hold on. Time for some water. Hold on. Okay. Got a tickle there. Something needed to be cleared away here. Okay. So when we talk about our support system, whether it's spiritual unconscious or it's in a different section, right? Sometimes the support system is going to change over time. That makes sense. Sometimes the friends that we had, okay, are not always going to be the same group of friends, okay, as we go through life. Same thing with spirit guides, guardian angels. I've said before that, you might have a certain spirit guide when you're 5 or 10 years old, and then it may change as you get older, or maybe it stays the same. We usually have lots of different spirit guides at one time, of course, too. But this is, again, just past energy. We're kind of looking to see what was going on here. So whatever this past energy is, it kind of makes sense, again, for all of this good luck to show up here. Okay, and still a little bit of that clearing and cleansing still needs to happen, but it started here in the past. Now, as someone did this here, Virgo, or you did this, or the energy shifted this way, it brought in this beautiful, peaceful energy, or it will if it hasn't happened, with the peace doves here, and they're kind of half a little bit touching or hiding underneath this angel coin, okay? And then the angel coin is resting on top of this armadillo vertebrae piece, okay? So again, spiritual support system, something showing up here very strongly, okay? And so this is like maybe higher vibrational beings, or your spiritual support team is like supporting the peaceful energy. They want you to have more peace here. And right very close, if not touching to the line, is that safety pin. So they want you to have the peaceful energy, and they want you to feel safe with something, and also with some type of spiritual freedom. Now, if we go back this way a little bit in the past too, we had that fish right on top of the crystal here that kept falling. So this is like, well, where is my spiritual unconscious success and prosperity. So maybe somebody was thinking about that in the past. And then we have this masculine charm right on top of the lightning bolt that's right on the line there, too. Again, if we imagine the line going further out. So this could show that in the past, perhaps a more proactive, aggressive energy around some type of spiritual new ideas was also started because of all this clearing energy here in the past. Okay, so that's really cool. Now, as we go back this way here, Virgo, we also have the seashell right here on the line, so it applies to this section as well. So this can represent past life energy or something really old and ancient, right? And then with the no coin here, and I know it looks kind of scary, but that's still an angel, okay, like this one over here. It just looks a little different. So when we get a no, or we give a no, or a no type of energy comes in, it can also be protection. It doesn't have to be no for forever, right? It could be a no for right now, all right? But I know that there's some stuff underneath it, so I want to see and move it over and see what's there. Okay. So underneath the no coin here, we've got the deer tooth, and then we have the turtle, okay? The deer, anytime we talk about teeth, okay, it's chewing over and digesting something, right? And the deer animal in particular, I think of as very gentle and innocent, right? And of course, an animal in nature. So when we see that together, but not touching the turtle, there's a need to maybe think and go slow about whatever this no is. Okay, again, if you're giving this no, or someone else is giving you this no, or it comes in general from your spiritual team, from the environment. But I do like kind of what is around it, okay, as well. The other thing that was right on the line there, okay, is the water charm. So this represents emotions, okay? And here, Virgo, it could be like no to some certain type of emotions, or no to being too emotional about something. But if I put the no coin back where it was, okay, it's also resting on top of and crossing into the other section, but that's okay because it still applies, is the sun, okay? So if we're saying no again, and we need to slow down and chew over and digest something, there's some emotions here, that on the other side there is happiness. There's freedom with the Pegasus winged horse here, and then it's also touching the corn charm. So like planting something of substance, okay, is going to be really important here spiritually, because all these things are on the line and we're still talking about this section, all right? Now to talk about the main circle here, right? Remember I said whatever's in here applies to all the different sections at this time, okay? So we have the twin fish here, all right? And they're not really touching anything else. They're just right kind of in that center circle, all right? And so this could represent a Pisces, dealing with a Pisces, where you have Pisces in your chart. It could be referring to Pisces season, but if it's none of those things, that's okay too. Put the zodiac stuff aside and just look here, Virgo, at that those fish going in flow with each other. There's a need, okay, throughout this time of this reading to go with the flow here, okay? And to embrace some type of water element as well. So Virgo, or depending on where you have Virgo in your chart, right, you're that earth sign energy. So you got earth over here, and then there's some focus here on water, okay? Now, the other kind of section, when I was first like holding my hands over determining where spirit wanted me to start this reading, was also over here in this section, but this one was stronger, so that's where we started. Okay, so now I kind of want to move into the body and mental health section here, Virgo. And again, whatever is in this outside white part of the mat, okay, this is past energy that could impact the future, current, present energies that are on the mat, okay? So I'm just kind of trying to see how I can show you what this is, like that. There we go. So we have one of my skulls here. I have two in the kit. I knew it wasn't going to stay, but that's all right. So when we see a skull, it can tell us where someone's mind is at or where it was at since we're in past energy, okay? And now we're in body and mental health, right? And past energy. So it could be here, Virgo, that in the past, perhaps someone was trying to, or the energy, if it wasn't a person, figure out like, well, how do I keep working hard towards my health goals or someone else's health goals, their body and their mental health, their overall health here? Because this is the symbol for Capricorn. Okay, so in the past, it could have something to do with the Capricorn or Capricorn season that we're still in right now until January 20th or so before we move into Aquarius, right? But that Capricorn energy, if it doesn't necessarily resonate as far as the zodiac frequencies, it's really about this hardworking, moving energy that is very resilient. Okay, so because it was very close to but not touching the skull, perhaps someone was thinking a lot about that, okay? Or the energy was kind of there. There was also maybe a little bit of separation here in the past about how to follow someone's North Star in terms of someone's health as well, there with the star. Okay. I also see feminine energy here with this other seashell, so that's really nice, right? And as a stereotype, um, we all have, first of all, masculine and feminine energy, but higher vibrational feminine energy is going to be that soft receiving energy, okay, that lets us be more gentle and receive something in some way. Also, here we have the Buckeye, okay, showing up. And look at that green lucky rabbit's foot, okay, Virgo. So again, if we follow that dotted line, it's right on the line there, okay? So perhaps in the past, there was a lot of good luck in terms of someone's health here, body and mental health, but also there's some other stuff underneath. So I'm just going to move it over a little bit. We have the symbol for Libra here, the balance scales. So this could have something to do with the Libra during Libra season, where you may have Libra in your chart or someone else, or it's none of that zodiac frequencies and it's just what it represents. When it comes down to it, is like, where is that equal give and take? Where is the justice? Where is the balance? Okay, and finding good luck in the overall health here in the past. So it looks like here over time, okay, somebody was really, or the energy was trying to figure out how to do that here with the rope chain, okay, right next to it. And remember, this was like right on top like that, okay? Now we do have the irresponsibility coin here as well that's right on the line. So perhaps in the past, some energy or some person was a little irresponsible in terms of their body or their mental health or both, right? And that's why over time there was a need for more balance and utilizing how to use that good luck, okay? And not just blow off things or not pay attention to things that we need to work on. So as we move forward here this way, Virgo, somebody in the future, current, present energies or the energy perhaps is trying to chew over and digest, well, yes, how do we bring in more feminine energy now with this feminine charm here, that soft receiving energy, okay, to have better body and mental health. Okay, we do have the money bags here, so this represents abundance for someone's health here, so that's really beautiful to see. And then remember how I said you had good luck in the past? Well, look at this right here, Virgo. You also have the four-leaf clover now in the future, present, current energies right next to the spider and the spider web. All right, so this is like good luck in the health environments. Okay, so the spider and the spider web is the environment. Okay, now that's not to say, right, that there aren't challenges here, okay, Virgo, for someone's body or mental health, right? Because here, if we go this way, and I'll just kind of turn it around so you can see it a little bit, This is the mountain charm. So the mountain charm does represent challenges, okay? But it wasn't like touching the spider in the spider web. So it's like, yes, we have challenges. We always do, even if we conquer one thing or work on something and it gets better, then we always have something we can be working on. But I do like that this is not right next to the spider in this spider web, because then that would be like the environment is more challenging. Here it's like there are challenges, but then there's really a lot of good luck to be used in this environment when we're talking about someone's health here. Okay, excuse me, or the overall energy. My God. So let me pull back here so I can show you guys too. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 feminine energies. Okay, one's in the past over here. So there's like all this beautiful, soft, open, and receiving energy to work on someone's health here, okay, for the body and mental health. I really, really like that. If we move this over, look at that, guys, okay? If you see that little figure that's meditating on the mat, okay, right there is the key charm, okay, and the seashell was on top of it. It was like right like that, okay? So there could be some answers that are coming in here because of this feminine energy about someone's health. That's so beautiful, because we don't want to always have questions, right? We want some answers, so we can keep progressing and moving forward. So I definitely like that. And there's also here, Virgo, a lot of manifesting energy over here with this raccoon claw. So manifesting, and it's kind of looking like it's wanting to go towards the body word that's written on the mat, okay? So that is really cool. Now, we don't want to forget here too, right on the line and in this section is the hummingbird, and it's very close to but not touching that seashell charm. So the hummingbird represents doing something non-traditional or not caring what other people think, right? The hummingbird flies backwards, but it gets the sweetest nectar and it's the fastest bird, okay? So there could be something about that here about someone's health too. So if there's something that someone's wanting for a very, very long time, and it could even be past life stuff about someone's health, perhaps you have to do something or someone else has to do something, or the energy that's like a little bit non-traditional, or people may not understand it right away, but if it makes sense to you, or if it makes sense to them, or the energy, it makes sense, right, to do those things. All right, now as we go this way, Virgo, we have another human tooth bone here. It's a little bigger one. We have Cupid, and then we have the coffin charm, okay? So Cupid is my symbol for love, all types of love, whether it's romantic, platonic, or self-love, okay? And this is also talking about someone is thinking a lot about maybe love from the other side, right? So the coffin is one of my symbols for passed on loved ones, friends, family, ancestors, spirit guides, what have you, right? And when it was on the mat, guys, it was actually like this, and it was pointing right towards the coffin, okay? But I wanted you guys to be able to see it, all right? So it was like Cupid's arrow was literally pointing to those things. And because where it is on the mat too, like right on that word body and mental health, right? It's like your spiritual team or people from the other side or beyond the veil, like want to help you with having this better health, okay? So that's really beautiful. Who doesn't want, help from their spiritual team? That's awesome. Okay. So now, Virgo, we're going to go ahead and move in with that, right? We're talking about relationships. Now we're talking about, passed on loved ones, friends, spiritual relationships, but now we're also going to talk about other types of love too, maybe 3D physical love. So all relationships, self-love, romantic, platonic with friends and family, all the things, okay? First thing I will say right here, okay, before we go into the past stuff a little bit, right on the heart, which I consider the heart chakra, guys, is the butterfly. So there's a big transformation happening in your relationships here, Virgo, with the way that you relate to yourself and others, okay? Or for someone else, or just the energy in general. All right, so I definitely like to see that. That's pretty cool. And it looks so peaceful too. I don't know, it's just kind of like the little butterflies flying around the heart, right? um, but yeah, let's go over the past stuff here too before we go further in. Okay, so again, if we follow that dotted line that's like right here, all of this is still within this section, and this is past energy. So the first thing that we have here, guys, is this is a piece of the snake vertebrae, okay? The backbone, all right? And snakes in general represent evolution and change, right? Shedding its skin. So it could be that here in the past, in terms of someone's relationship or multiple relationships, again, romantic, platonic, self-love, perhaps there was a little bit of stagnant energy here in the past, and there also could have been some type of leap of faith energy that was around but hadn't quite happened yet here with the frog. There was also maybe a little bit of a disconnect with some type of healing energy here with the lizard, but this is just what we're seeing in the past. So again, so the past could be a couple of days ago, weeks, months, years, etc. All right. But also don't forget that there was all this beautiful good luck here in the past with the green lucky rabbit's foot. All right. So I'm going to pick that up and move it over and see what else we have. Okay. So anything that's on these lines, right, can apply to both of the sections. So in the past, going this way, okay, there was possibly some type of irresponsibility in one relationship or multiple relationships here, or even just with yourself, Virgo, or someone else, etc. But over time, perhaps it started off like more balanced. Okay, this could have something to do with a Libra during Libra season, where you have Libra in your chart, or if it's none of those zodiac things, it's just about balance, equal give and take, and justice. So over time that was there, but there was still something where someone wasn't being fully responsible in some way, or the energy was like that. Now, because this is mostly in the past, we also had right over here, very close to the lizard, is Leo the lion, okay? So this is strength, this is creativity, this is fire energy, right? Could have something to do again with a Leo, where you have Leo in your chart during Leo season, etc. Or it's something about just being more fired up and excited and creative with the healing energy in the relationships. So if there was a lot of good luck in the past, that could have added and helped that strength come in and that healing kind of energy come in. Okay. So now as we move this way, we'll get into the future, current, present energies, but two other little things here in the past that I wanted to go over is here we have the bobcat tooth here, okay, and then we have our second honeybee here, and they're right, this honeybee is right on that dotted line if we follow it outwards, right? So again, teeth are chewing over and digesting something. So a lot of focus here at this time on relationships for someone. Excuse me. And so this could also be like, well, where do we find our individual power and our community power in our relationships? So that energy perhaps started in the past, but is still impacting the future present energies. And as we go this way with the baby here right on the line, and then the broom kind of touching the baby, and also it is touching the elephant. It's not touching the bicycle yet, so I won't go into this, but it is touching the elephant. So here, Virgo, this could be about your kids, someone else's, or a childlike energy, okay, or your inner child work. But something here, even though someone is wishing for this, okay, because it's inside the turkey wish bones, and right next to it is the wish charm that like barely ever happens, okay? So it could be one wish or several wishes about children or a childlike energy. but something here still needs to be cleared or cleansed in terms of some old memories about children, someone's children, your own inner child work from when you were younger, something going on here, okay? It could also be here, Virgo, with the dragonfly on the other side. This represents our dreams, right? Like what we want in terms of our relationships. And again, all the wishes, the things that we wish for in our relationships too. It could be that if there's all this kind of childhood memories or memories about your children or someone else's children, that even though we want to motivate and we want to bring these things in, okay, here with the raccoon claw, there's a lot of emotions on it. So the cup is kind of like pouring upside down onto those wishes. So the wishes could be like very, very emotional. It doesn't make that a bad thing, right? There's just a lot of energy behind it, okay? So that kind of also lends to the first thing I said here too, that transformative energy that's going on within possibly someone's heart chakra with their relationships, okay? Now, as we go this way, we've got our listening bells here as well. We have the dog ankle bone. We have the ship anchor. Okay, that's kind of upside down here, but there you can see it. And then we have one of the coyote penis bones here. Okay, so there needs to perhaps be some type of flexibility in terms of where we feel safe and where we feel freedom in our relationships, okay, with ourselves and others here, Virgo. So the coyote penis bone is masculine energy. It's higher vibrational masculine energy, hopefully, right? And so it's being more aggressive with these things, being more proactive with, well, where do we drop our anchor when we need to stop, and where do we lift it when we need to go? So safety and freedom in our relationships, okay? Because there is also, again, that flexibility that's showing up here. So maybe someone or something or energy will be listening for, well, how can I be more flexible? Or how can someone else or multiple people, general environment situation? Because the last thing we also have here, it's not touching but very close, is a piece of the fish vertebrae. What did you have in your center circle here, Virgo? The twin fish, Pisces energy, water energy, your earth, right, Virgo? So there could be, again, something going on here where we need to bring in this water energy. We need to look at our support systems in our relationships and be like, well, do I feel supported? Does the other person feel supported? All of that kind of stuff. And maybe if it changes, right? Because remember, maybe it changed more in the past here with that snake vertebrae, okay? But here with the fish vertebrae, there's a need to go with the flow, okay? In our relationships. Again, romantic, platonic, with friends and family, and self-love, okay? So very, very cool. Now, as we go this way, Virgo, into your last section, your busiest one for this reading, okay, we're going to go now into work and money. And we're going to look at the stuff that's in the past here first on the white part of the mat, and then kind of move inwards, okay? I just want to turn up the ambient music a little bit, if it's still there. There we go. All right. So, remember how I said before, and if you see me before, you already know, but for the new people or people who haven't been here in a while, I have 2 skulls in my kit. So wherever we see the skulls can tell us where someone's mind is at or where it will be at. So this one's in the past in work and money, and then you had your other one over here in body and mental health, right? Even though I kept falling over. Okay. So someone's was thinking a lot about in the past, perhaps, their work and money, their finances, or how they're being valued. Also here with the alligator claw, that was right on the white part of the mat, and then moving off further than that, okay? The claw represents manifesting, it's striving, right? It's reaching for something. It also represents good luck. Some people will put it in their mojo bag and all that stuff, okay? So there was like, also the fish was here. It keeps falling over. Hey, fishy, stop going swimming. Stay still. Um, Somebody was thinking a lot about where is my success? Okay, where is my good luck in the past in terms of my work or money or finances or being valued? Also, here in the past, someone was chewing over and digesting here with the human teeth bone, and both of these raccoon penis bones, masculine energy. How can I be more proactive or aggressive with the work, at the work, the money, the finances, or being valued? Okay, but maybe also something to do with teamwork here, because over here we have a piece of the coyote claw. Okay, because coyotes are pack animals, so can have something to do with teamwork. And then here with the apple charm, Virgo, this can represent a teacher, a mentor, a guide, okay, or your own leadership qualities or someone else's leadership qualities here, okay? Maybe trying to figure out how to manifest those things here in the past as well. Now, if we also look what's on that dotted line and further out, right here's kind of the dotted line, right? So we also have here in the past another masculine energy symbol, okay, with the masculine charm right on top of the lightning bolt. So maybe also in the past, someone here was thinking a lot about, well, how can I have new ideas and be proactive with these new ideas in terms of my work or my money or my finances or being valued, okay? Now, also right on the line here, okay, we talked about it in terms of spiritual and conscious, but we're also going to talk about it in terms of work or money. We had the angel coin here, and it was sitting on top of the armadillo vertebrae, that little white bone here. And then we had the peace doves and the scissors, right? So perhaps, you know, someone, some energy here in the past, Virgo, um, it's not past still. I mean, it's past, but it's not, because it's not on the white part of the mat. It's still a little bit going on, but it doesn't feel like the main focus, or something super big here. But I would say that your angels, your spirit guides, ancestors, your spiritual team, past on loved ones, friends, family, they wanted you to know, or they want you to know currently too, that you are being supported with the work, the money, the finances, are being valued. And they want to bring in this beautiful, peaceful energy at work with the money, the finances. There does need to be something cut away here, but the main focus is really the peace doves, okay? That beautiful, peaceful energy. Perhaps they also want you to know here, Virgo, because it was the angel coin is also touching, okay, that safety pin, which is then touching the freedom cuffs. So your spiritual team wants you to know that you can be safe with the work, with the money, the finances, and you can also have some type of sense of freedom here, okay? So that's really beautiful. Now here with the nutmeg, there's a lot of abundance, okay? And abundance isn't just money, even though we're in this section, that's awesome, right? It could also be whatever you want to manifest in these areas, okay? Now we also have another masculine energy here with my second coyote penis bone going this way. So again, being more proactive with finding freedom and safety at work and the money and the finances. Now this is very interesting, all of this right here, Virgo. With those two coyote penis bones, masculine energy, coming in from the past, there's a real focus on the details here with the strawberry, okay? So going over the details at work, with the work, the money, the finances. Saturn is right here, okay? So Saturn is father time, right? Coming in and being like, well, how can we get more organized, disciplined? How can we take more leadership roles or responsibilities, again, with the work of the money, of the finances? It could be here, Virgo, that you are going to receive a message, or you're going to give a message, or it comes in general, okay? Because we also have the envelope charm here, Okay, so this could be a communication or some type of opportunity. Okay, so that's exciting. Now, also, right inside of these raccoon penis bones, we have the seahorse right here. Okay, so this represents family. It can be our blood family. It can be about being a parent or something to do with the parents, or it's none of those things and it's about whatever we consider to be our family that's not blood related. So the people that are our friends, that are our tribe, right? There's something about that as well showing up here. It's not touching anything else, but it is there, okay? And it could be like if we are being influenced, by Saturn to go over the details with the work and the money and the finances to either give a message or receive a message or opportunity. It could be like for the family, right? It could be because of the family. It can go a couple different ways, but since it is a general reading, I will leave that up to you guys to see how that may make sense for you. All right. Now, going this way, Virgo, very nicely, this raccoon penis bone is also touching the skeleton hand, just like the coffin and something else I can't remember now off the top of my head. Or the angel coins, yes. That represents our spiritual team. Okay, so passed on loved ones, friends, family, ancestors, spirit guides, all the things. Okay, perhaps are wanting to lend you a hand, literally, and they want to help you with the work, with the money, the finances, and it was right on those words, okay, on the mat. So it's always nice to get that spiritual support as well. Now, this is really, really interesting the way that this happened, Virgo. That, okay, fork fell right on top of the book. It's in the spine of the book charm. And then it's touching, okay, the yin and yang, which is then touching the bicycle, okay? And they're not actually touching the other two, but very close. So the book represents knowledge, okay? The fork is what are we digesting in terms of our work, it's right on the work word, our money, our finances being valued. So what do we digest in terms of our work environment, right? And this really like has something to go back towards that message that we talked about over there, or opportunity with the envelope charm, okay? Now, because I love here, Virgo, that it was touching, all right, the yin and yang symbol and then the bicycle. So this knowledge and thinking about our work environments, our financial environments, how we're being valued environments, having that yin yang, that balanced energy there, sorry, let me turn that down, is very important. And with the bicycle here, there's a lot of movement going on. We already know that this is your busiest section in this reading, okay? Still had stuff in other sections, but this one was the busiest. So we know there's movement here. This also could have something to do with travel for work, or with the work, the money, the finances. But I think it also really represents that there's a lot of movement going on here, okay? Excuse me. Let me get another sip of water here. Now, as we continue here, Virgo, we have the question mark. All right. We've got the feather charm, and then we have the witch here. Okay. So if there are still questions at work with the work, the money, the finances, there needs to be things cleared away. Okay. And there's going to be a friend or a group of friends or a friendly like energy here with the witch. They could help you with this, Virgo. All right. Now, if we also see what's on the line going this way, right, it also applies to work and money. So remember, in the past, we had that honeybee, okay, representing individual power, community power at work with the money. All right, but then we have the baby, remember, that was inside the turkey wishbone, that was touching the witch, that was touching the dragonfly, which is touching the raccoon claw, and then was touching the cup. So a lot of emotions around a wish or group of wishes, for our dreams about what we want in terms of work or money or finances or being valued. Now, if this has something to do with your children or someone else's children in the 3D, or it's about your inner child work or stuff from childhood, whatever it is, there's something that still needs to be cleared away here. Remember, because it was touching the broom, and then the broom was touching the elephant. So, clearing something away here in terms of memories. So perhaps we can use that childlike energy. Or again, we're doing these things with the work, the money, the finances for the family with the seahorse, if you actually have children, right? Or even not your children, but your brother's children, your sister's children, children in the family, or just trying to figure out, well, how can I have more fun, right, at work with the money, the finances, or bring this childlike energy to clear something. It could also go the other way too, Virgo, where if, since we're talking about work and money, okay, if we have a poverty mindset, that maybe we learned from certain people in our family or from our culture or society in general, perhaps that needs to be cleared away. So look up poverty mindset if you don't already know, and that can take you down that rabbit hole too if that applies to you. Okay. um, so definitely there's something about perhaps someone traveling here for work or money or finances, because not only did we have the bicycle, okay, that represented a lot of freedom too and movement, there's also that ship charm here. Okay, so it could have something to do with traveling over water or being nearby water here, or just being more open to the work or money or finances energy, kind of rocking back and forth between like positive and negative I'm hearing in terms of someone's goals and dreams and aspirations for work and money, okay, because it's also connected to the Sagittarius bow and arrow, and then it's connected to the mermaid. So the mermaid is like something possibly from past lives, or wanting something, longing for something for a long time. This could have something here, Virgo, to do with the Sagittarius or during Sagittarius season, or where you may have Sagittarius in your chart. Or if it's none of those zodiac energies, it's just really about, well, where do you pull back that arrow and hit the target at work with the work, the money, the finances, or being valued. Okay. Um, Now, the other thing that we also have to talk about real quickly, that was also on the line here, is that no coin, remember? And there's some things underneath it. But first, I wanted to say, because it's like so close to this other angel coin, this is also an angel, even though it looks kind of more scary, is that if you get a no at work or with the work, the money, the finances, or you give a no to someone else at work with the money, the finances, or it comes in general, it doesn't have to be no for forever, and it doesn't always have to be a bad thing. So that famous saying, rejection is God's protection, the angel could be protecting here, okay? And that's the way that I look at it. So let's go ahead and lift it up because I don't remember what's under there. Oh yes, that's right. So underneath we had, and they were all touching each other, these three things, and they were on the line, so that's why they also apply here, is the water charm, the turtle, and the deer tooth. So chewing over and digesting, needing to go slow because of a lot of emotions. Remember you had emotions back there with the cup that was also right on the line. So that's like a double kind of theme here that was underneath that no coin. Okay? And again, not saying emotions are bad, but needing to balance them or something. Okay? Now, whatever this no is, right on the other side, look at that, right, is the sun charm. So that represents happiness. Happiness, okay? With the work, the money, the finances are being valued. And underneath the sun coin, charm, sorry, it was also Pegasus the winged horse. And then that was touching the corn charm, okay? So it's like happiness, a sense of freedom, and planting something of substance at work with the money, the finances, or being valued. Okay. So when I say being valued, it's because we get paid a certain amount of money because certain jobs in our society say that we get this certain amount of money for our time and effort. So I say that because some people don't have to think about money or work anymore if they're retired or they got a lot of money or whatever it is. So that's why I always say or valued. Okay, so just throwing that out there. But this is so beautiful. And if we continue here, Virgo, to stay in the going with the flow energy, to go back to the beginning a little bit in the center circle that applies to all the different sections here. So going with the flow, going with the tide, not against the tide, bringing in the water energy. Okay, going with those changes, and maybe where you have water in your chart and looking at that is really something that could help you a lot here, Virgo. Okay. So I will be posting your picture a little bit later that I took earlier of all of this in case you want to look at it again. So that will be on my Facebook page on Malessea's Magic Light. Okay. But yeah, I think I'm going to put the camera back up here so I can see you guys a little bit for a second. Hopefully it'll stay. There we go, and focus. Okay. Or maybe it won't focus. Let's see. Sometimes if I hold, there we go. All right. So yes, that is your reading, Virgo. What I was going to say was I'm going to come back in a few moments with Libra and keep going through the rest of the signs for January. So you're always welcome to come to those readings as well. But if not, enjoy this time period and take care. All the different free ways to support my channel here, whether it's on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, or TikTok, is to follow, like, subscribe, share. Again, they're all free ways if you feel guided. All right, guys. But take care, and I'll be back in a little while.